Hello guys, welcome to Net Experts. My name is Sudhanshu Kapoor. So today we'll talk about the Exchange Server 2019 groups. So if we talk about the Exchange Server 2019 groups, so in Exchange Server we have three types of groups. Number one is distribution group, number second is security group, and number third is dynamic distribution group. So in AD, if we talk about the Active Directory, so in Active Directory also we have two types of groups, distribution and security. But in Exchange Server 2019, we have new group is known as Dynamic Distribution Group. In Exchange, we have one new group. The name is Dynamic Distribution Group, which is not available in Active Directory. So now, if I open my lab and once I click on recipients and then click on groups, so over there, if I need to create the groups through this group option, we able to create the groups. Well, once you click on plus, and we have the three options are available: distribution group, security group, and dynamic distribution group. Now, before I'm going to create the groups, we need to understand first what is distribution group. So if we talk about the distribution group is used to manage email enabled users. What is the meaning of email enabled user? Means that if we talk about the email enabled users, it means that it is the users who have email facility, means the user who is able to send or receive the mails, who has their email, who has their mailboxes. Okay, so that kind of user is known as email enabled users. So if you have email enabled users in your organization, so through distribution group be able to manage email enabled users. Now we talk about the security groups. With the help of security group, if I need to provide the security, like what are the difference between security and distribution is only one thing is that with the help of distribution group, you're not able to provide the security. Like if you want to provide some antivirus information on the group, so we're not able to go for that if you have a distribution group. Distribution group is only able to manage email enabled users, or you can say that it only works in Exchange servers. Now next we talk about the security group. The security group, with the help of security group, we can provide the permissions. We can provide the antivirus permissions. Like imagine if you have one group, in that group we have 10 users and we have one file. Now I want to provide the same permissions to all the users. So with the help of security group, we can first create one security group and add all the users, and we can apply the permissions to the particular group, and the permissions automatically apply to all the users to a particular file or folder or data. So this is what we have, the distribution and security group. We'll talk about the dynamic distribution group also in upcoming lectures. So now let's see how to create distribution group first. So I again click on plus sign and we have the option distribution group. Once you click on distribution group, the wizard is open, new distribution group. Now we define the group name. So imagine my group name is, I give the IT group. This group is for IT users, okay, who works in IT. Now I just copy this name and put in the alias too. Now we go for note. So I just go for this is used for IT users. Like this, I give the description like this. And now we will define the organization unit where I need to put this group. Okay, so I just click on browse, and I want to save my this group in the default container, users container. So once you click on this users and click on OK. So if, like, imagine that if you want to save this group in the default, so if you not give the path, so it's automatically save in the users. Okay, so it doesn't matter that whether you can give the path or not. If you want to save the this group in the users container, the default container, if you want to save this group to another locations, then you can give the path. So in our case, I give the path. I want to save this group in the users container, the default users container. Now you can see that the owner of this group is administrator. Okay, so if you want to give the ownership to anyone, so you can give the ownership over there. Just click on plus sign and you need to give the ownership, whatever ownership you want to give, which user you want to give or which group you want to give the honor. You can go for that. If you want to remove this honor, a simple click on minus. Just click on this, remove. That's like this, it's removed. So I want to add the administrator. So administrator is my honor for this group. Now we need to go to the members. Now add group honors as a members. So I don't want to become my administrator as a member of this group, because it told me add group owner as members. No, I don't want to do this. So I simply click on uncheck this. Now if you want to add the members, if I click on add over there, I want that user 1 and user 2 both are member of this group. Click on okay like this. So like you can add like this. Okay, I just uncheck this. Now I need to go to down. Now choose whether owner approval is required to join the group. Now these are the properties how you can join the group. So by default, if you have three properties, open, closed, and owner approval. If you click, if your group property is set to open, it means that anyone can join this group without being approved by the group owner. So if someone wants to join this group, so he's able to. He doesn't need any owner permission or owner approval. If you go to closed, so what happens in that case? Member can be added only by the group owner. All requests to join will reject automatically. So if any user try to join by their self, the request is automatically rejected in the closed. So only group owner is able to add the users in this group. Now we have a owner approval. So all requests are approved or rejected by the group owner. So whenever any user want to add this group or join this group, first the request goes to the owner, goes to the administrator. Then if administrator accept the request or approve the request, then that user is able to join in this group. If administrator reject the request, that user is not able to join this group. So I set to closed over there because I want that only administrator or only owner of this group is able to add all the users. All the requests to join will be automatically rejected. Okay. Now the same thing, choose whether the group is open to leave. Now how the user is going to leave. If I click on open, so anyone can leave this group without being approved by the group owners. So simple as that. If someone want to leave this group, he simply leave. If I click on open, now if I click on close, so only the group owner is able to remove the members. All requests to leave will be rejected automatically. So we can choose close in that case also. Okay, I want that no one is able to leave this group by themselves. If my owner wants to leave, if my owner wants to remove some member to the group, so he do. Okay, members are not able to manually remove these groups now. So I choose in both the cases. Join the group also I choose closed, and open to leave also I choose closed. Now as per the requirement, you can choose these options. Now click on save. As you can see that my group is created. Now if I click on edit and I go to the properties of this group, so as you can say that we have a general option is there. So in general, we have a display name. So my display name is IT-group. If you want to change the name, you can change the name over there. Okay. Now we have a notes also. So I just already told you that this group is used for IT users only. So I go for only also. So this is what we have the changes. So I change the notes. Now click on ownership. So ownership, who is the owner? Owner is administrator. So if you want to change the owner, you can remove it and add another owner too. Click on membership. So my member right now I have two members in this group, user 1 and user 2. If you want to add or remove the members, you can do through membership tab. Now click on membership approval. The same thing which we did in when we created the group. So in that case also we have these options. So if you want to change membership approval options, you can go by the go through properties, through group properties. Now delivery management. Okay. Now this is a very good option. By default, only senders inside your organization can send messages to this group. Now by default, only senders inside my organization, means imagine that in my organization only the users are able to send mails to this through this group. If you want that senders inside or outside, like imagine some users are there from outside the organization, they also want to send, they also want to add this group. So imagine that I add those users in the group also, and I want that those users also able to send the emails through this group. So we can go like this. So it's up to your requirement that how you can manage these things. Only sender inside my organization able to send the mails through this group, or sender inside and outside, both the users of my organization are able to send or receive these mails, send messages to this group. Okay, so this is what we have. If you want to restrict who can send messages to the group, you can add the users also. So if you want to restrict that only user 1 is able to send the messages from this group, No one is able to go for that. Okay, so you can add the users over there like this. Now message approval, message can sent to this group have to prove by the moderator. So as you can see that, like imagine that if you have any moderators, like moderators who modify this group or who is the owner of this group. Okay, so you can add over there who is the moderators. So if I add the administrator over there, imagine if I click on add administrator, so in that case what happens? Just a minute, guys. Okay, so continue. So in that case, if I add administrator in the group moderator, so when any user is going to send any message to from this group, so moderator should be approve that messages. After that, he is able to send that message is going to send to from this group. So like this, we have the options over there. So we can use this kind of options we have like this. Okay, now we can go for email options. So if you want to edit this group email ID, you can edit it. You can click on edit. Okay, you can change the email ID from there. If you want to add a new email ID, so simply click on add over there. You can add the new email ID to like this. If you want to remove this email ID, you can go for remove this email ID too like this. So this is a way how you can add or remove the email IDs, or if you want to change this group email IDs, you can go for like this. Now just click on mail tip. This is the same. If you want to write something about this group, or you want that whenever any user want to send any message to this group, okay, it display the message over there also. And the group delegation is there. Now what is the meaning of group delegation? Means the same thing. If you want to give some user as a send as permission or send on behalf permission, or so we have only two permissions, send as and send on behalf. So if you want to give these type of delegations, send as and send on behalf, so you can add the users, that which user is able to send send email from this group, or which user is able to send emails on behalf of this group like this. Okay, these are the options we have. So I modify the options as per my requirement. Okay, yes, I added the moderator also. So right now I don't want to add any moderator right now. I want that everyone is able to send the emails. There is no need to approve while you send the emails to this group. Now click on save over there. Now once you click on save, the IT group properties are successfully saved. Now what we need to do, now we'll go for send the emails. So how we can send the email through this group? So I am going to open. Now as you can see that the administrator mailbox is open now. Now I'm going to click new, and I just write my group name. My group name is IT hyphen group. If you're not able to search it, the simple control K. Press control K is automatically search to your group. So as you can see that it's automatically search and added. You need to press control K. Okay, just write down some words and then press control K. If it is matches, it's automatically added. So as you can see that it shows you the group icon, it means it's a group. So now we could go for test mail. I'm going to send a test mail. Okay, and now I'm click on send. So now you can see that the mail is successfully sent. It's in send items now. Now I'm going to open my users mailbox. I sign out with the administrator and I log in with the user. So my username is user1. And I need to open. So whatever users I can add in the group, all the users have received this mail. So I just click on, I open my user mailbox now, because user1 is already added in the group. So as you can see that the test mail is received by user1, because user1 is added in that group. So user1 received the mail. Even user2 also received the same mail. Okay, so if I sign out and try to log in with the user2 as well, so user2 also received the same mail. Let's check once. As you can see that, see the user1 also has, user2 also has the same. Like if you see that I log in with the user2, and user2 also received the same mail, the same administrator mail, test mail. Okay, so this is the way how to create distribution group and how to set the properties of distribution group. Okay, so I hope you're able to understand the things, how to create the distribution group and how to set the properties of distribution group. In the upcoming lectures, we'll talk about the security group also, and we'll talk about the dynamic distribution group also. So that's it for the session, guys. I hope you're able to understand this session. Please like this session and share the session with your friends. Please subscribe the channel for more exchange videos. Thank you very much, guys, for watching.